Gentlemen, we are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. If you're coming on, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly, Dolly, everybody, and let them know your boy, he is live today on this beautiful Friday right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Good afternoon, happy Friday, everyone. Today we're talking about the rules of the rich. That's what we're going to be talking about today, the rules of the rich. So please do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody and let them know Prophet Ramon, the squad, we're live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Good afternoon. I hope your day is going amazing. I hope your week has been amazing. We've had an amazing week here so far at Ramonepreston Enterprises, and just in case you're just coming on for the first time viewing the Ramonepreston show, let me officially say welcome to the Ramonepreston show. I'm your host, Ramonepreston, Mr. RP himself. You see it right there. I am your host, Mr. RP, and every Monday through Friday, really every day of the week, because we also air on Saturdays and Sundays, but every day we share information with you on this show that's designed to help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and even your wealth building dreams. So if you're doing anything with a business and you're having trouble structuring it, even starting it, you don't know how to properly start it and structure it. Maybe you have issues with your products, your prices, your services. Maybe you don't know how to position yourself in the market to really have the right message. We work with our clients through all that, because I know building a business and being successful in that business is a task, and you need support, you need help, you need the right information, and you need the accountability and the consistency. So we use this show every day to share information with you. So if you've gotten value from the show because you are a regular viewer of the Ramonepreston show, here's what I want to ask you to do. Number one, I want to ask you to subscribe to my YouTube page. Follow me on all my social media pages. You can find me everywhere at Ramonepreston. Also, I want you to leave me a Google review. You can either leave me a star review or a Google review by writing it. My team and I, we really got pounded by my wife, and I say that in a good way. My wife is our COO. She's our Chief Operations Officer. My wife is extremely intelligent when it comes to management and operations, and she's the glue to everything that we do in our organization. 100%, she's the glue. And my wife really brought to my attention and to all of our attention just the past day or so that our Google reviews don't even match the work that we do every day. Like, I service probably hundreds and hundreds of people throughout the year, whether they're clients that we consult, coaching clients that we coach, students on our online platform, in ministry and in business, on all levels. And we probably have 25, I think we have about 21, 22 right now Google reviews. It should really be 20,000 Google reviews if everybody that we gave advice to and information to and supported with our services, if they left us a review. Now, of course, it takes some work, because you got to go to Google and you got to pull up Ramonepreston Enterprises, and you got to click leave a review. And sometimes, most of the times really, Google is going to ask you to log in to your Gmail just to validate and authenticate that it's a real person. So don't let the fact that you got to take 3 to 5 minutes out your time, out your day, to leave a Google review or a star on my company page, don't let that stop you and prevent you from helping me and my company get known in the marketplace. I'm really asking for that favor. So even if you never do business with me, if I've brought value to you on any level, subscribing to my YouTube page, following me on social media, and leaving me a Google review is enough. It's enough. I appreciate that. I really need that, because we're in a world now that when people are looking for anything, they go to Google and they're going to look at reviews. And if you don't have a lot of reviews, that's going to give people the impression that you ain't got a lot of business. And the amount of business that we do here, the amount of people that we service, the amount of people we teach and train and consult and coach, and some for free, especially if I've given anything to you for free. If I've talked to you over the phone, if I've given you a free consultation, if I've answered questions, like we get people that call our office all the time just asking questions and we give them answers. I need you to give me a review. So if you're watching this today, please do me a favor. It will do my heart well for me to go to Google and for me to read the reviews that you're leaving, because you show support and solidarity to me. So I really appreciate it. Now, let's get to today's show. I want to talk about the rules of the rich. If you haven't been tracking me this week, this has been an awesome week, because Monday, on July 4th, when I was here in the office, I actually had a red shirt on too. I just had a next level shirt. I didn't have a RP shirt. But Monday on July 4th, we launched a 3-week campaign called the Fast Track to Financial Freedom. And what I'm doing in this short campaign is really giving you tools and tips and strategies and resources on how to really get a quick win with your money, how to make some quick sales, how to find some low-hanging fruit just to get that motivation. And I've been sharing a lot of information with you this week in this campaign. And if you are in my Millionaire Blueprint program or in my mentorship program, if you're a client or a student on my platform, I've been sending you text messages, voice messages, and email messages on what course I wanted you to watch with regard to this campaign. So if you've been tracking me this week, hopefully you've been able to go through that course that I directed you to on the income ladder of success. And for those of you that are not familiar with my courses or my platform, I would love to give you an opportunity to participate in this campaign. All you're gonna have to do is text me, reach out to me, and my team and I, we will be more than happy to get you onboarded to our program, give you access to this particular course, because tomorrow, Saturday, we're gonna have our first check-in. And so tomorrow at 2:00 p.m., I'll be sending a link out to everybody that's on my program. And that link is going to give you access to a live Zoom. And we're going to do some feedback and some Q&A. And I'm going to be sharing some information with you on what we want to do next week leading into week 2. And we're going to do this Fast Track to Financial Freedom campaign all the way up until Saturday, July 23rd, because on that day, I'm hosting a free live event here in Buckhead. So you can join me in person or virtual. It's a millionaire mastermind. And so I'm going to take about 4 hours in that mastermind, and I'm going to do a deep dive with you on how to start and structure a holding company, how to properly position yourself in the market. See, I have certain concepts that I teach, and these concepts are really creative concepts to show you how to not only properly start and structure a holding company and a business, but how to use that holding company and business to position yourself in the market in a way that you can get more attention. So everything you see me doing on social media, everything you see me doing in my business, I'm showing you exactly the blueprint that I'm giving you as a client, as a student, in my program. So if you want to come along for the ride for the next few weeks, I know you're going to see results, but you got to be willing to track me on this. So today I want to talk about the rules of the rich. Now, we've been using this graph here. This is one of the graphs that we created to use to teach certain concepts and principles that we have. But this graph is what we call our income ladder of success, okay? This is the income ladder. And the course is the income ladder of success. But this income ladder, I'm not going to take a lot of time to go through this, but this just shows you the percentage of households in America and where they are in with regards to income class. It helps you to identify with where you are and categorically what class you would be considered in. Not to make you feel bad, but just to inspire you and motivate you to see where you need to go. And so this course is really a good course. And one of the topics that we discuss in this course is the topic called the rules of the rich. So what are the rules of the rich? Now, if you have a problem, if you got a problem with talking about being rich, if you got an issue with that, I talked about it yesterday. You need to go back to yesterday's show and watch the show, because if you got a problem talking about being rich, having that conversation, it's really not the rich part that you got a problem with. It's something else that you've been programmed to believe, that you associate the word rich with something bad. That's not the problem with being rich. That's a problem with your mindset. So you got to work on that and fix that. But again, it's going to take you some time to really build that muscle and develop the mindset. This is why I try to have campaigns like we have now for the next few weeks. I create programs that are at least a year to give you enough time to really develop and train and work these principles and concepts into your life. It ain't gonna happen overnight, but it will happen over time, but you gotta start, okay? So today, I'm talking about the rules of the rich, and I wanna give you 5 rules of the rich, okay? I'm gonna just give you five rules of the rich. Now you may say, Ramon, you're not rich. What gives you the authority? And maybe you're not saying that, but I like to think critics say certain things, especially on social media. Everybody free to say what they want to say and voice their opinion, even the people who have nothing going for themselves. But let's just say if you did ask that question, Ramon, how are you gonna give me rules of the rich and you're not categorically rich? Well, first of all, I'm not categorically rich, because in order to be rich, based on my calculation, you would need to be at least here at $10 million, anywhere from 10 million to 100 million. But guess what? I'm a part of that 1%. I can consider myself categorically a part of that 1%, and I'm continuing to move up. So soon I'll be considered rich, because I'm destined to have that. I'm destined to do that, and I have a blueprint. I have a game plan. I have the right information, the right structure, the right systems, the right processes, the right discipline, the right habits. So I got all my boxes checked. So I know I'm going to be in that 10 million to 100 million stage or bracket soon. And it's going to be sooner than later. But at least I'm still a part of the 1%. I'm under that, but I'm still a part of the 1%. So the fact that I've been able to climb that ladder, I used to be here. So I was under 32. So the fact that I've been able to climb that ladder and get here, that says a lot about what I've been able to accomplish. And I'm still grinding and I'm still working. So if you're not at least here at $1 million, then your opinion about what I'm sharing with you is really not that important, because I know I can show you how to become a millionaire. I have a millionaire blueprint. I know I can show you how to bring in that kind of money and how to build a 7-figure organization, period, because I've done it. So I know I can show you that. Anyway, I don't have to spend all the time today to validate myself, but I just thought I'd throw that in. Just in case we got some haters or some critics on here. So I'm on my way to being rich. And in order to get to 10 million, you got to get to 1 million first. In order to get to 1 million, you got to get to 400K. And in order to get to that, you got to get to all these below it. So at least I know where I'm going, and I know the mindset it's going to take and the information it's going to take. So let's share a few of these rules of the rich. Number 1, the rich refuse to lose. What do you mean by the rich refuse to lose? Well, first of all, the rich and people who are of the mindset in this 1%, they refuse to lose money. They're not going to lose money, or they're going to do their best not to lose it. And when I say they refuse to lose money, what I mean is they're not going to be putting their money in liabilities when they know they can put their money in assets. You get what I'm saying? So a rich person is not going to take active income and spend it all on liabilities. A rich person is going to take active income, whether it's income coming from their job, whether it's income coming from their business, whether it's income coming from a side hustle or something that they're doing. A rich-minded person, a person who is rich mentally, who is rich emotionally, who is rich environmentally, who is rich spiritually, who is rich in how they operate, okay? That person is going to take any income that they have coming in, any money, and they're going to reinvest it in themselves. They're going to reinvest it in their businesses or in whatever the things are that they use to get more money. That's what rich people do, because they refuse to lose money. So most people who don't think like rich people do, mentally, emotionally, they're not environmentally rich because they're around poor-minded people. Spiritually, they ain't rich because they feel like they this victim and they got this po mentality, and they talk po, they operate po, they around po. And I'm not talking about in where you live, okay? I'm not talking about the kind of house you live in, because I grew up in a neighborhood where we lived poor. My grandma, she paid the rent my grandma paid for this whole 3-bedroom house we lived in was probably like $160 a month. That was the most she paid. How I know that is she would give me the money rolled up every month, and I'll take it over there across the street to the landlord. So I knew how much my grandma was paying. So that house was like full of roaches. It was tore up from the floor up, but guess what? We had a roof over our head. But I understood that I didn't have to live in the victimization of how I was raised. So when I say the rich refuse to lose, they refuse to lose money. So that means you got to reset your mind. You got to get to a place to where when you start making money and bringing money in, you're not living on more money than you bring in. This is the simple way to fix this problem. But the reason why it's hard and almost impossible for most people in these categories to do this is because their mindset is not disciplined to take that money and set it aside and hold it until they can reinvest it. This is one of the reasons why you can listen to somebody like me, and I can introduce you to a program I have. I got a coaching program. I can help you in your business. I can help you in your financial goal setting. I can show you how to put a solid, successful business together. I can do all this stuff. I got training programs, all this stuff, and you will never buy it, or some people will never buy it and pay money for it because in their mind, they're wasting money paying for something like that. But you'll go out and you'll buy a $400 or $500 Bally belt. You get what I'm saying? You'll buy $500 Bally shoes or Gucci or Louis or whatever it is. I don't have a problem with you buying designer. But if you wearing more on you than you got in your head, then that means you are choosing to lose because you're not thinking rich. You're not thinking rich. Does that make sense to you? All right. Number 2, the second rule of the rich is that the rich pay now to play later. This is what people who are rich-minded do. They pay now, they pay the price now to play later, or as my mentor says, if you pay the price now, that's how my mentor says it. He says, if you pay the price now, you could pay any price later. But I still use the old adage, pay now to play later. So you want to play later. Well, you're not going to play later if you ain't paying now. So you got to be willing to, here is another term you can use. You got to be willing to delay gratification. Delay gratification. You got to be willing to delay gratification. And I promise you, it's not easy. I'm so thankful that I married a woman. My wife, we've been married 19 years. We've been together 20. We met 20 years ago, and we started building our lives 20 years ago and got married 19, and we've been on a journey ever since. But I'm so glad that I married somebody. There's the environment. I got around somebody who believed in what I was believing, saw my dreams, I saw her dreams, and we were both like, hey, let's refuse to lose. Let's learn to live on less than what we make. Let's pay now so we can play later. So my wife and I both, we've always given up gratification now in order to have it later. So the lifestyle that my wife and I have and the way we live every day, we still, even today, when we can live a certain way, when we can have a lot of luxuries, when we can do a lot of things that people who are way broker than us do, because we know a whole lot of people who way broker than us and live, it looks like they're living better than us, but the truth is they ain't living better than us because they cannot delay gratification. They don't want to wait. The reason why me and my wife don't mind delaying gratification, because even though we're in this 1%, we want to be at the top of that 1%, so that when we do start playing, it ain't taking. When I play with $1 million, I want to get to the point to where when I play with $1 million, when I take $1 million and sow it and pay my tithes, I want to pay $1 million in tithes. That's what I want to be doing. I want to be able to sow $1 million, give it to my family and friends and people who are in my life. I want to be able to put that in motion. But guess what? I'm doing it now. It's just on a different level because I'm paying the price now to play later. This is what the rich people do. And again, rich is not just you thinking, oh, they got $10 million. No, because there are people who got $10 million I know who poor. Because in their mind, spiritually, they poor. Mentally, they poor. Emotionally, they poor. Environmentally, they poor. Financially, they might have a little money, but other areas, they poor. Number 3, the rich, rules of the rich. Number 3, the rich keep a calculator. I hope you understand what I mean when I say the rich keep a calculator. What do I mean by that? What I mean is rich people always doing the math. Rich people always doing the math. It baffles me. Like, it really baffles me when I talk to people, especially if they entrepreneurs or business owners, and they don't know no numbers. Now, if you come to me as a client and you want me to work with you, then I understand, because you just don't know what you don't know. But once you get access to the right information, you're going to change. But now, if you don't know these things and you still refuse to pay to get other people to help you, then you're just prideful and you're probably arrogant and you're too selfish thinking about what you think is right when you really need to get people to help you. Because rich-minded people keep a calculator. That means rich people always doing the math. They're not making decisions without counting the costs. They're making decisions based on what they have calculated. So a poor-minded person, they'll go get a car. They're not thinking about car payments. I've been there. I know what it is to go to a car lot and just get a car. I don't care what the payments was. They could have told me the payments was $1,000 a month. I'm going to sign off because I just want the car. Or I want a house. Or I want to look good and all this stuff. But I can't afford it. But I'm never doing the math. So I'm never counting. So I just avoid responsibility. I avoid to do the math. And most people who think like that, they can't even tell you the dollar amount they got in debt. They can't even tell you how much debt they got. All they know is, man, I ain't got enough money. Man, I'm struggling. Well, you need to do something about it. And the first thing you need to do about it, and you don't even need to buy a calculator. You got a calculator on your phone. You should be using this calculator every day. Because rich people keep a calculator. They always count the cost. They always do the math. So what exactly do you want to accomplish this year? What you want to see happen in your life this year? If you were to tell me, well, I want to go on a vacation, I just want to be happy, I just want to be free, I don't want to be under pressure. So how much money does that equate to? You got to be able to do the math on that. Well, in order for me to be free, in order for me to go on vacation for a week and not struggle, I'm going to need $26,000. You need to know that number, because then once you get that number in your head, it's going to change how you pay and how you don't play. It's going to change how you use your money, because you're not going to want to lose your money. You want to hold on to your money, which, by the way, I invest tens of thousands of dollars into my brain to be educated, to be coached. I pay to have consultants in my life. I pay to have people on speed dial. I pay for all that. So I got people that we just pay on retainers just because I want to have access to them. So when I need an expert, guess what? I can make a phone call, I can send an email, and within maybe a few minutes, no more than an hour, unless they're on vacation, I'm gonna get a call back, I'm gonna get a text back, I'm gonna get an email back. But I pay for that. I pay for that because I invest my money into myself and into my business. So I'm able to go into rooms where billionaires are talking about things. I'm able to be on 2 coaching calls a week, getting educated and trained. How do I get access to that? I put money into it because I know I'm investing in the most important asset I got. So you got to keep a calculator. Number four, the fourth rule of the rich is the rich use, this is a big one, they use action over everything. Action over everything. This is what the rich use. The rich-minded people use action. As a matter of fact, when you are rich in your mind, being is doing. Can you catch what I'm saying? When you're rich in mind, being is doing. So if you say you want to be blessed, then do what blessed people do. If you say you want to be financially free, do what financially free people do. So the rich, they use action over everything. So this is why I don't like people giving me excuses about why they can't do what they want to do, or why they don't have what they need to have, and why they can't go where they need to go. Because in their mind, they want to be something they're not willing to do. So whatever it is that you want to be, start doing it. Let me say it again. Whatever it is that you want to be, start doing it. Start doing it. So you want to be in business full time, but you don't do what full-time business owners do. Because you're not because you think you're going to work 40 hours a week owning the business. You're wrong. Oh, I forgot. You read the book, The 4-Hour Week. Well, that might work for John. It might have worked for Tom. But it's definitely not going to work for you. 4 hours a week ain't going to work for you. And depending on where you come from and what you got going on, it may be 40 hours a week times 2 in order to just start getting some momentum. So the rich use action over everything. And for all of you church people that's watching this, and you always thinking God is going to do everything for you, as if God has not put in his scriptures things that you got to do. I'm telling you, this is one of the reasons why you're failing in your finances, and one of the reasons why you failing in your business. And this is coming from a 22-year full-time veteran minister and leader in the church. I consider myself a fairly well-rounded theologian and Bible scholar. I know the word, I know the scriptures, I understand theology, I understand biblical principles, and I've gone through all that. So I'm not like erroneous when I say faith without works is dead. Okay, that's a scripture in the Bible. Faith without works, faith, believing, trusting, whatever version you want to use faith to be, faith without works. I don't care how you slice it and dice it, you can't get rid of the word works. Faith without works, and these are not works of you trying to work your way into heaven. This ain't about you trying to work your way into salvation or work your way to be righteous. This is about you utilizing action over all the other things that you think are going to get you certain results. So faith is necessary, but actions are complementary to your necessary faith. So you got to do something. You got to do something. Some of you listening to me, you like, well, what am I supposed to do? Well, first of all, you need to get educated. Because if you don't know anything to do right now to change your financial situation, if you just twiddling your thumbs and you like, man, God, I just need you to show me a sign. And God, like, I show you a sign every day with the Ramonepreston show, but you never take action. You never take action. You just keep listening to this guy, and then you get off the live and then you sit and ponder for a few minutes like, man, what he said was good. Wow, that makes a lot of sense. He's sure right. Man, he was dropping bars, but you don't do anything. You don't take any action. So it never works for you. And it's not enough for you to watch me, because you're watching me, but guess what you're watching me do? You're watching me take action. You watching me take action. I'm taking action every day. I'm not sitting back waiting for something to happen. I'm not waiting for somebody to give me an opportunity. I'm not waiting for people to recognize me. I'm not waiting for people to give me permission. I'm not waiting for somebody to open a door for me. I'm not waiting for something to go viral or for some supernatural, magical moment to transpire. I'm showing up every day taking action, proving how much faith I got. So the more I do, the more I prove the kind of faith I'm working with. So when I look at people who ain't taking no action, I question their faith. I question your faith. How much do you believe God is with you in that business? Well, let me look at your action. Because if you ain't showing up on social media, you ain't putting in that work, you ain't getting better, you ain't growing, you ain't learning, you ain't educating yourself, you ain't getting around the right people, you ain't got success around you, it's because you ain't taking action on that. It ain't because, oh, nobody ain't giving me a chance, or yeah, they won't call me back. They don't supposed to call you back. Don't nobody owe you that. Don't nobody owe me a call back. Don't nobody owe me an open door. Don't nobody owe me a seat at the table. And the truth is, I kind of like the fact that nobody owes me that, and some people don't even want to give me that, because now I want to build my own table. Now I want to do it my way so I can show them what that faith do. All right? So rich people use action over everything. And number 5, the 5th rule of the rich is speed is the new success. Rich people know that. Rich people know everything is built around speed. Everything is built around speed. How fast can you get an idea, turn that idea to a product or service, take it to the market, and keep knocking on the market's door until people recognize what you have is necessary or even wanted in their life. So rich people understand that. Rich people understand speed, speed, speed. Speed is the new success. So you want to be successful? Speed up your process. Speed up your process. I'm talking to people right now. It's July, and guess what I've heard some people tell me? I've heard some people tell me, oh, I'm waiting until after the holidays. Yeah, I'm going to just start fresh in 2023. I'm like, that's so goofy. You wait until 2023? Oh, well, I'm going to wait until the kids go back to school. Child, please. You're using that as an excuse. Well, I'm going to wait until, my baby get past this little cold or virus, whatever. You just got excuses. You got to learn how to move. You got to become instinctive in what you're supposed to be doing, because every day that goes by that you don't take the right action is another day you set yourself back. So let's say you don't do nothing today. Let's say you do nothing today for your business. Let's say you don't do anything to develop yourself or to grow. Guess what? Tomorrow, it's not like you're going to be in the same place. Because you didn't do anything today, tomorrow when it comes, you're going to be worse. You're going to be further back. Every day that goes forward, that you don't go forward with that day by taking actions and doing things, is a day you go backwards. You don't move forward with that day just because you in that day. The day is new, but ain't nothing about you new. You're the same person. Am I making sense? So today I got to learn things so that I can keep up with the forward motion, so that when tomorrow comes, I go into tomorrow with a new perspective, with new information, with a new understanding, with new action, so that when I get into tomorrow, I brought a new version of me into tomorrow. Because if you stay the same thing, say the same way, and do the same thing every day, you're going into new days, but it's the old you. It's the old habits. It's the old mindset. So this is how we look at people 10 years from now, or let's just say now. There are some people you can look at who they are today, what they do, how they talk. All you got to do is go to social media. All you got to do is just go and just pull up Instagram or pull up Facebook is real good. I can go to Facebook. I got friends, people that I know on my friends list. You know, I could just go to their pages and I could just look and see how they talk. I can look and see what they're doing, and I can tell you didn't start doing anything different 10 years ago. You didn't start to do it to learn. You didn't learn anything new yesterday. And then tomorrow shows up and I go on their pages, if I did that, which I don't waste all my time following people because they do what they want to do. But I'm just showing you that the rich know speed is the new success. So do you want to be successful? Do you want to be successful, or do you want to make excuses? Or are you so saved and spiritual you don't need to be rich, because it's better for a camel to go through the eye of the needle than a rich man to enter into heaven, which is totally a misappropriation of scripture. But because you think you're the theologian or whoever said that, I'm gonna let them stick with it and stay where they at, because they're probably stuck somewhere and can't move. They probably been there 10 years, 20, 30, 40 years and swear up and down they know it all. But if that's not you, then guess what? You gotta start putting yourself in a position spiritually, mentally, emotionally, environmentally, financially, and professionally with what it is that you do, so that your actions reflect that of the rich. So here are my 5 rules of the rich. Number 1, they refuse to lose money. They're going to put their money in themselves. They're going to educate, train, study, be a part of coaching programs, get consultants, be in masterminds, pay to be in certain rooms. That's what rich people do. Number 2, they pay now to play later. They pay now to play later. So the price that they paying now. So I spend a lot of my, I put almost all my money back into my business, period. All the time. Like, my money is always being recycled back into my business. So I'm putting my money, I'm saving some because I want to have reserves, because I want to store for a score. So I want to make sure I got, a bag set aside. But all my free cash, I'm not splurging. Like I say, every once in a while I buy some clothes and stuff like that. But I don't care about all that right now. It's not that I don't want it, but I'm not as concerned about it because I want to be a billionaire. So if I want to be a billionaire, back to my point, I got to figure out what are the rules of billionaires. What do billionaires do? What are most of them doing? All of them don't do it, but what are the overwhelming majority of billionaires doing? How are they moving? How are they operating? How do they buy jets? How do they have $200 million yachts? How do they have $65 million Gulf Streams? How do they have 10 or 15 properties everywhere? Like, how do they do what they do? How do they have 3,000 employees or 800 employees. I want to know that, and I want to pattern that because of what I want. Maybe you don't want that, but if you want out of a certain class, you're going to have to do something. You have to change. You're going to have to go ahead and put it on the line. Pay now to play later. You got to delay gratification. You got to delay gratification. You got to delay gratification. I know some people, and I ain't going to call no names because I don't want to be shady today, but I just know people who can't even save money. Like every time they get money, they got to spend it. That money it burns. Like they can't just put $500 aside and act like that $500 don't exist. They gotta spend some of it. They gotta go shopping. They gotta do something for themselves. It's like delay gratification. Delay gratification. Let your gratification come from stability. Let your gratification come from having a peace of mind, okay? Number 3, keep a calculator. You should always be doing the math. Every decision you make, do the math on it. Do the math on it. Like I walked through the mall. I took a lunch break on Monday. It was 4th of July. I took a lunch break, I think I had some barbecue salmon. And I ate me some barbecue salmon, went to Starbucks, got me another coffee, and then I came back. When I was on my way back to the office, I was so full, I was like, man, let me run to the mall and window shop for a little bit and just lurk and see what's going on. So I went to Lenox Mall across the street from my office, and I'm walking through the mall, and that's all I do. I'll just walk in the mall, walk to the back of the mall, maybe go through Bloomingdale's or Neiman Marcus, and I walk out. I'm not, shoot, I ain't finna buy nothing. And I walk in there, and I see all these people walking through, and everybody got bags, everybody strutting, they looking fly, and I'm thinking to myself, I wonder how many of them done the math. I wonder how many of them done the math. I'm thinking to myself, how many of them even invest as much money as they got in those bags into their education, into their brains? Most of them have justified it because they don't do the math. They in there, man, this is my day off. Shoot, I work hard for this $1,000. I deserve this bag. Well, maybe you do, but don't complain on the other side when you're not in a position of stability, or when it looks like other people are winning and you're not because you didn't put yourself in play. You get what I'm saying? Number 4, rich people use action over everything. Action, action. You got to take action. You got to start taking action. And again, if you don't know what actions to take, there are certain actions I want to take. I'm trying to get to $10 million. A year. That's my next goal, is to get to $10 million. That's my goal. That's all I'm thinking about, because I want to be a billionaire, but I know I got to get to 10 million. So I'm listening to billionaires. I'm being mentored and coached by people who are way beyond 100 million. And everything that they're telling me, I'm seeing that I have to make a whole lot of changes to start doing it. I gotta switch up my whole life as if it wasn't already switched up, but it was only switched up enough to get me to the 1%. Now I realize, oh my God, I gotta really switch my game up. And one of the things that I gotta do is take my money and dump it more into myself and my business. And in order for me to do that, I gotta pay for more people to be at my disposal. That's a part of the game, but I don't mind doing it. If I pay somebody 100 grand to show me how to make $1 million, it's worth it for me. You get what I'm saying? But I gotta take action. And then I gotta use speed. You gotta use speed. So you can't keep putting off for tomorrow the thing that you gotta do today. So I hope today's show really enlightened you and just gave you some real insight on the rules you need to live by if in fact you plan on becoming anything on this list outside of broke. If you plan on becoming, you're gonna have to play by those rules. It's simple as that. And it ain't nothing wrong with playing by the right rules. It ain't nothing wrong with that. because these rules are just rules that's going to make you a better person. So if you want to be a part of our campaign that we're on for the next 3 weeks leading up to our Millionaire Mastermind, or maybe you just want to speed the process up and skip that and say, you know what, I want you to coach me. I want to get access to all your training, all your information, and I want to learn what to do to become a millionaire, to get into that 1%. Well, all you got to do is text the word millionaire to me. I make it real easy for you. Just text the word millionaire, and we'll set you up. We'll get you set up. We'll put you in a program that I know will accelerate your life and accelerate your finances, and it's going to accelerate your business or whatever it is that you endeavor to do. But we could figure all that out when we talk with you. Just text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. I would love to get some feedback from you. Leave me a comment. Let me know how the show this week helped you, how this first week of this campaign benefited you and brought value to you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave the questions in the comments. We always go back and we do our best to answer all the questions that we get. Please leave me a review. I want you to go to Google, and I want you to leave me a Google review. I definitely want those reviews, because a lot of people go to Google because they want to find out information about people. So if you go to Google, let's see if we can pull up Ramonepreston Enterprises. You go to Google and you put Ramonepreston in there, or you put Ramonepreston Enterprises. Let's see if we can type Ramonepreston Enterprises in there. Come on, baby. Let's see here. Nope, it ain't letting me do it. See if we could try it again. So I want you to go to Google and leave me a review. Ramonepreston Enterprises. It's going to come up, and you can either leave me a star. There you go, right there. Ramonepreston Enterprises. So I appreciate all of you. I had 9 reviews the other day, because it's really, it like, for me to not have a couple thousand reviews is for people to not appreciate what I give to them. Seriously. And I'm not saying that to make you feel bad, because again, most people who are in the space that I'm in, if you are like in the educational space, the coaching space, the consulting space, I'm in that space with business, with finances. I'm even in that space with ministry. People who are in that space, they only make money on about 10 to 20% of the people that they service. Do you understand that? So for example, if I service 100 people, oh man, I lost my web search. Wow. If I service 100 people, I'm only going to do business most of the times. Let me see, enterprise. I'm only going to do business with about 10 people out of that 100, maybe 20. That's just a good percentage if I did 20 with 20. So that means if I've coached and consulted and provided training and information and questions I answered and talk to 1,000 people, that means I might be able to do business with 100 people. So if you could just go to Google, leave me a review, it will really, really, really be appreciated. So right now we got 23, it looks like we got 23 reviews. I want to get them reviews up. I want thousands of reviews, because I want people to see that, wow, they actually help a lot of people. And everybody ain't lying. Some people telling the truth, right? You know, some people always come on there and fabricate or whatever, but some people telling the truth. Thank you so much, Marquisha, for leaving that review. This has been the best program ever. It means a lot to be taught by not only a true godly leader, but he's also walked an experience where he's helping a multitude of people. It's obtainable. Preston, Deidre, Danielle, thank all y'all. Keisha, thank all y'all for leaving those reviews, and just keep leaving those reviews. What happens is, When you start seeing people appreciate the people that you appreciated, it makes you feel better. I'm telling you. Because when the day comes and I'm like the celebrity millionaire mogul, people who knew me gonna be like, bruh, he said it. And you might feel like, oh, he being arrogant and cocky now. Whatever, man. People feel the way they want to feel about you. I want to be great. Because I got a lot of people I want to help. I got a lot of things I want to do. I have a major impact I want to make on this planet. And I know in order to do it, I have to be that person, and I need help from my community to continue to elevate that presence. All right. So I love all of you. Appreciate all of you. If you would like to participate in our check-in tomorrow, we're on this fast track to financial freedom campaign. Just text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. If you want more information about our coaching program or our online business and financial training program, just text that word millionaire to that number and we'll reach back out to you. We'll take a few minutes to share more about our programs with you and to see if it's something that we have that can fit what it is that you want to do for your personal, your professional, and your financial life. Otherwise, I will see all of you next week, same place, same time, right here on the Ramonepreston Show. Peace. Have an amazing weekend.